one of boxing's newest darlings, Clay Collard. Hey, Clay, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing okay, doing okay. So let's just get right to it. Obviously, you've been getting a lot of press lately. You had the nice, nice win over David Kaminsky a couple weeks ago. That's your third straight undefeated opponent that you've defeated. Take us through it. How's everything been the last couple weeks?
Good man. We just we're getting ready to go again on the 14th, so we just came home, got right back to it. So.
Talk about that. I mean, obviously, well, first of all, people like me, and I'm sure other people have been reaching out to you. What's that been like?
Man, it's been busy. I've done quite a few, interviews and stuff like that, which, I'm happy to do. I enjoy doing them. So, yeah, just busy, man. Teaching classes, teaching kids class, and then just getting ready to fight. So, just a busy guy, man.
Take us through that mindset. Defeating undefeated guys. Obviously, I mean, you've been in not only this game but the MMA game. You know how this goes. Obviously, Kaminsky was one of Top Rank's prospects that they were looking to maybe get a win off of your name. So talk about your mindset, coming in as the underdog and, registering these three straight wins over undefeated fighters.
I just, in everybody else's eyes, I guess I was the underdog, but I never believed that for a second when it came to myself. I everybody always talks about the A side and B side fighters, and I don't believe in that. So I just show up and do my thing, and I believe I'm going to get the win, and I have. So
it's one of those things, I guess, to use the proverbial phrase. I guess you never get the memo, so to speak, with something like that.
Yeah.
Obviously, you said you're coming right back. You're facing a guy, I believe Laurent Jones, I believe his name is. He's 5-3. Now, I was just looking at something. This is the first time, I believe, and I know we're talking about A side, B side, and so forth. This is the first time that you may actually come into the ring with the better record than your opponent. Have you noticed that? Did you notice that, or because you're facing guys with undefeated guys with one loss and so forth? Did you notice that?
Yeah, I mean, we sought those guys out, all those other guys, and this guy kind of got given to us, but I'm not overlooking him. I try to fight everybody like they're the next world champ. So, I'm fighting him just like I fight everybody else.
Gotcha. I know you've gone between boxing and MMA. Is right now is your focus on boxing?
Yeah, so I have a contract signed with PFL, and the season got canceled this year due to the coronavirus. So I wasn't supposed to be boxing this year, but the PFL was kind enough to allow me to box while I have this little bit of time off. So yeah, we're just doing it for as long as we can, and then it's right back to MMA and focusing on that.
So I mean, do you see yourself though as maybe you get a few more wins? I mean, then what's the goal in boxing? Is it just to stay busy, but between the MMA fights, or is it to maybe try to take this as far as you can take it?
It's whatever the future holds. I mean, I get a couple more good wins. Maybe they give me a big fight. I don't know, but yeah, I'm gonna box the rest of this year as long as I can, and then focus on PFL. And after that, who knows? After that year's over. So I'm just trying to stay active and keep competing because it's something I love to do.
So, Top Rank, they haven't told you, hey, we want you for next X amount. They're just taking, I guess, one fight at a time?
Yeah, man, just one fight at a time. Like I said, I have that contract signed, so I'm not getting into anything with anybody else I've made promises to PFL, and I stick by my word. So I'm really excited. MMA is my first love. I was a wrestler, I was a boxer, so when it came, time for MMA, that's just something I love to do, and I'm excited about that.
I want to ask you a few MMA questions in a minute. Obviously, you mentioned about the COVID-19 shutdown. How did you stay active? I mean, you love the fight. Between the two sports, how did you stay active, stay in shape while everything was shut down?
So we rented out a little garage, me and my team, and just kind of, we all lived together anyway, so we didn't see the point of not training together. So, we just rented out a little garage, set up some mats, and got after it.
What can you tell me about your opponent that you're taking on next Tuesday night? Do you know anything about him?
I looked him up. He's fought some kickboxing fights. He's fought some MMA fights. So, my awkward boxing style might be a little more familiar to him, but I'm just going to try to outbox him and get that win.
How much, you faced a lot of big names in the UFC and, some future world champions. How much does that prepare you in boxing in terms of, you're going in, you're facing these maybe higher profile boxers, the fact that you've been in the octagon with guys like Max Holloway and so forth, does that help you prepare for boxing, facing maybe some higher profile guys? Kaminsky was noted as a good prospect for Top Rank.
Yeah, all the tough competition is definitely going to give you more confidence getting into the ring of the cage. So I mean, it definitely gives you a little more confidence knowing that you've faced tough guys before. So yeah, it definitely helps. I think I'm a completely different person and a completely different fighter now than when I was with the UFC. So I was a young kid, man, and not really the brightest, So I think it helps as far as the competition goes, but I'm a completely different person, man.
Gotcha. Okay, I just want to ask you, we have a couple more minutes, a couple questions. Obviously, the big news this week has been the UFC with Jorge Masvidal, taking this big fight against Kamaru Usman on 6 days' notice. What are your thoughts on a guy like Masvidal fighting on 6 days' notice, taking that big of a fight?
I mean, any real fighter is gonna stay ready. So I believe he's ready. I have Masvidal pick to win personally. Wow. I'm just a big fan of him. I just like the guy, and I think we're gonna see an upset, but I don't know.
And you brought up a good point about fighters staying ready to fight. I know there's been some Twitter threads this week I've seen about certain fighters need X amount of time to be in camp and whatnot, and then now you see this guy taking the biggest fight of his life. Obviously he's probably being paid very handsomely for it, but he's taking the biggest fight of his life on 6 days' notice. Do you see that more in MMA than you do in boxing, or you see it both ways?
Man, I don't follow boxing as much as I do MMA. So
gotcha.
I mean, I'm sure there's guys that do it, but as long as you stay ready. I mean, that was my biggest mistake when I fought Max. Is I had gotten married. I was on a boat. I was at the lake drinking, having a good time. And my manager called, and I had 7 days to get ready. So, if I would have been in the mindset that I am now, where it's a full-time job and I'm staying ready, who knows what could have gone different. But it's just, man. So any fighter nowadays, those fights are gonna come. Any fighter nowadays, those fights are gonna come. and you're gonna get that opportunity, and you don't want to let it go by because you weren't in the gym and you weren't staying in shape and you weren't staying ready to fight.
So we got you on record picking Masvidal. We'll go over the other two quick fights. Obviously, it's the big sporting event of the week, the co-main event. Your old rival Max Holloway trying to get his title back from Volkanovski. You have a feeling on that one?
I would like to see Max win. Volkanovski's a beast, though, so I think it'll be a really good, entertaining fight. I want Max to win, but I think Volkanovski keeps the belt.
And we'll I ask you about the third title fight while I'm asking you, Peter Yan taking on Jose Aldo, the old warhorse, trying, I guess, one last shot at glory. What are your thoughts on that one?
I'm picking Aldo, man. I like Aldo. I mean, he was on top for so many years, and I think he's gonna take it, man. He's the old, like you said, the old warhorse, but he's wise and he's tough. He's tough as nails, man. But he's one of the smartest, most intelligent fighters I know of. His Muay Thai and his jiu-jitsu game is just on the next level. So,
who are some of your favorite fighters to watch, both in boxing and MMA?
MMA, I'm a Masvidal fan. I think my favorite fighter right now is Valentina Shevchenko.
She's a heck of a fighter too.
Yeah, man, she's just a freaking animal. So I really like her. Diaz brothers are always entertaining to watch just because they're just freaking hard-headed fighters. That's about it.
All right, couple
as far as boxing goes, man. Yeah, as far as boxing goes, like I said, I don't watch it as much, so I don't have any real favorites. I mean, Canelo. I like watching Canelo just because he's on top right now.
Couple last questions here. What do you want to say? I would imagine that you have a lot of new fans now. You're probably hitting you up on the social media and whatnot. What do you want to say to all the fans out there, both your boxing fans and MMA fans?
Man, the whole reason I fight is for the fans. I like putting on entertaining shows, and I like making fights exciting. So I just hope they enjoy watching me, and I love the love that I've been getting. I'll keep working hard and keep putting on shows for you guys.
And last question is, where can they follow you on social media?
So Instagram's CassiusClay_MMA, and then my Twitter's CCC Collard. So look me up on there.
Thank you for a few minutes of your time. We'll see you on Tuesday night, and I'm sure we'll see you in a ring, a cage, an octagon, somewhere down the line as well. Thank you for a few minutes of your time, and have a wonderful day.
All right, thank you.